I think I should expect less and accept more. And I can do that by forgiving myself more. Hi guys, this is KFlo and welcome back to our channel. Actually, today was a little bit of a stressful day, to be honest. And to the right side, there's a really beautiful sunset. And so I hope that helps with the lighting. I just wanted to take this time to reflect a little bit with you and to share some of the things that I begin to think about when it's the cherry blossom season here in Japan, which is now. This cherry blossom tree behind me is actually one of my favorite cherry blossom trees around the neighborhood. One of the things that I really think about when I see this cherry blossom tree is about forgiveness, specifically about forgiving yourself more. Let me explain. Ever since I moved to Japan and I started getting into the culture of celebrating the cherry blossom season, I've always had this ideal cherry blossom kind of season in mind, right? And as with anything, you always want the best, right? What the best experience is for the cherry blossom season really is that they're full bloom, like clouds, like cotton candy. And you'd have the perfect weather, kind of like the weather we had today, with a perfect sunset like this, ice cold beer in hand or your chosen beverage. I think in the previous video, Hesu talked a little bit about this Hanami season where you have drinking parties and just spending time with friends under a sakura tree. But you see, this ideal and perfect cherry blossom experience never really happened for me or for Hesu. In fact, on my first and second year here, I was just so busy during the season. Like we mentioned, this is the season of changes. And so it's the end of the fiscal year and the academic year and the beginning of a new one. And you can imagine that I'm all over the place during this season. I always pass by these cherry blossoms trees and I always said, okay, I'll definitely this weekend I'll spend some time just appreciating all these things. But that time never came. I remember just being disappointed year after year. On our third year here, if I remember correctly, they were all full bloomed, loved it. I was on my way to work. I said, this weekend, Hesu and I are going to have a great time under this sakura tree or cherry blossom tree. And then it rained. Can you imagine? It rained and it just completely washed over the weekend, all the petals and all the flowers. And after that rain, after that season, there really just weren't any sakura left, to be honest. And I thought that it was a missed opportunity. And I just remember being so dissatisfied, being so defeated by not being able to do what ideally I wanted. And it was at this time that I remembered one of the most memorable things I've learned from one of the best teachers I've ever had in my life, Mr. Quagsi, Sir Onofre Pagsanghan. I just remember one day in our theater group, he gathered us all together and he was saying, expect less and accept more. Expect less and accept more. At that time, I really couldn't understand what he meant. I was thinking, right, expect less, accept more. The thing is, I've always had an ideal situation for celebrating the cherry blossom season. I've always expected that ideal situation would come. But it never did. Speaking of theater, one of the things that I learned as a performer before was that essentially I was really giving 3 different presentations. The first presentation is what I do during our rehearsals. It's what I practice. I deliver the lines. I do the production from beginning to end. The second performance is the actual performance that I do. The one where I'm all dressed up, the whole cast is ready, the orchestra's there, we produce a show from beginning to end, an hour or so. But there is a third presentation, and this is the ideal presentation. This was the presentation I had as I was sleeping, anticipating the show on the next day. This is the perfect way that I would have performed. But you see, this third performance never happens. It's an ideal. It's it's a concept. It's the perfect version of what you want to do, but that is what it is. It's just an ideal, but that is not what actually happens in reality. I remember about a month ago, I was on a Zoom call with a former high school teacher of mine and my high school classmates. I remember sharing kind of some of the self-doubts that I had, some of the things that were really bogging my mind at that time. And I remember what he said to me was, you have to forgive yourself more. You see, this is shocking for me to hear because I remember this was the same teacher who kept telling us, parang wala nang bukas, like there's no tomorrow. Dare to dream, right? Give all your energy today and do what you have to do today. All of it, your energy. And I didn't understand how to connect that with pausing and relaxing and taking time, accepting certain things. And in that call, he just said, you have to forgive yourself more. So I have to forgive myself more. And even though this year, the cherry blossom season and the way we celebrate it might still not be the same as how we did before, I think I should expect less and accept more. And I can do that by forgiving myself more. If this was of any value for you guys, please don't forget to like, share our channel, and subscribe so that you're updated with this cherry blossom series of reflections that we're doing. And let's all forgive ourselves more. Go with the flow, guys. See ya. Thanks.